Today I'm trying to explain about the Terraform. Basically, why we require for the Terraform. Okay, so we'll go step by step. So basically what I'm trying to tell here is why we require Terraform. What is an Azure? What is GitHub? Okay, we'll go through these three things. Okay, firstly we'll explain about the Azure cloud. So basically, if you purchase any computer or something, right, it will cost. So suppose if you want to use one particular laptop, okay, so you don't know, you have to go and purchase that particular laptop at 70,000 or 80,000 or 90,000, so it costs, right? So instead of that, cloud itself will give you one type of virtual machine through 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So you want to utilize that particular virtual machine only for 5 minutes. For that purpose, you have to go and purchase that particular virtual machine. No, right? So in this place, only one thing that will be helpful. That is nothing but cloud. Okay. So we have different types of clouds. Okay, like Azure we have, AWS we have, GCP we have. So we have different types of cloud providers. So today I'm trying to explain about the cloud of Azure. Okay. So in this Azure portal, right, what we are trying to do is we can go and create the virtual machine. Okay. Let me go and create one virtual machine. Okay. So if we click on the create and then if we go and complete, right, it will give you the virtual machine. That is fine. But I'm looking for, suppose one virtual machine is fine, we can go and create it. If it is 10 virtual machines, fine. If 20, 30, fine. If you want to build 100 virtual machines, manually if you go and create it, means it will create a problem. So to avoid this, in order to overcome this issue, okay, we have ARM templates in Azure itself. You can go and utilize that. So there is another topic that we can utilize, that is nothing but Terraform. Okay, this is my Terraform account. This is app.terraform.io. So I just created one account. Maybe you can also go and create one account. So in this account, right, what will happen? So it will establish a connection between the Azure portal and Terraform, and it will establish a connection between the GitHub and Terraform. So basically what I'm trying to tell is I will connect my code from Terraform to the GitHub. Okay, and then the code is there in the GitHub, you know, right? GitHub is a repository. So I'll take code from the GitHub and then I'll place it in the app.terraform.io. I'll connect these two and then I'll connect Terraform and Azure portal. So basically I'll deploy in virtual machine or storage account, whatever it may be, in the in Azure portal using Terraform, and the code is in GitHub. So for that we need to establish a connection between Git and Terraform once, and then I need to establish connection between the Terraform and Azure portal. Okay. First we'll establish a connection between the Git and Terraform. So coming to that, we'll explain about the Git. Okay. In Git we have right, we have not only GitHub, we have GitLab, Azure DevOps, Bitbucket, GitHub. So we have a number of things to store our code. Okay, this is also one type of code storage. So I'm just utilizing Git as my repositories. I have a lot of code in my local, so I'm just utilizing that code uh, to do all the things, automations, all the things. I have the storage account code also. So today I'm going to explain about the storage account creation in so for that, right, I need to establish it between Terraform and GitHub. So you know GitHub. Okay, we'll go to the Terraform. Terraform is also one type of SaaS product. We have enterprise version, we have free trial. So this is free trial. We can go and create the enterprise version as well. So basically what it will do is it will connect to your GitHub and deploy the what are the things in the Azure portal. So this is application that we use. This is app.terraform.io. We can go and create it. I just created. Maybe you can also go and create it. And these are the my organizations. Okay, we have test organized, production, non-production. We have different types of organizations are there. So I'm creating. We can create a number of things, but I created four. Your wish. That is up to wish. So in that, right, I have different types of testing workspaces. I'll show you with test. Okay. So inside organization, we can create a number of workspace. For example, I created one workspace for virtual machine. So whatever the code, whatever the virtual machine is there, right, that is related to this particular workspace. If I created another workspace, workspace number two, that is related to the storage account. If I created another workspace, that is related to keyword. So in this way, we can create a number of workspaces. Okay, so this is how it will be there. Okay, so first our main goal is I need to establish the connection between Terraform and GitHub. That is first goal. And second, coming to the second one is I need to establish the connection between Terraform and Azure portal. So then only, right, I can deploy the virtual machine, what are the things in the Azure portal. So first we'll focus on the connection between the Terraform and Git. Okay, so in Git, right, if you go to the settings, if you go to the settings, there is a OAuth. Okay, in this place, right, we can establish the connection. So here I already established a connection. So I'm deleting. So I just deleted fresh. Yeah, no connection established. Okay, so in app.terraform.io, there is a wonderful feature we can go and create it in settings is providers. So here I already established a connection between the Terraform and Git. Okay, so I'm planning to delete this. I'll delete this. Okay, now I will establish the connection between the Terraform and Git. Okay, now add VCS provider. So as I told, right, we can have establish a connection between to anyone. So I'm establishing a connection here between Git and Terraform. So I'm just utilizing the GitHub. Okay, so here I got few details. So we'll see. We'll create and we can create it. So if you go to the developer settings over there, we'll create new application name, your wish, whatever you are comfortable, you can give. Home page URL. Okay, home page URL. Yeah. So what we are doing is what are the URLs are there in the Terraform, we are keeping in Git. What are the URLs are there in Git, we are placing in the Terraform. Okay, so I just established the Terraform URL, callback URL. Till now we copied from the Terraform and we placed in the Git. Okay, now we need to copy from the uh, Git and we need to copy paste it in the Terraform as well, right? So we'll do that. This is client ID. Your wish, what are the name you are comfortable, you just keep. Okay, I'm just keeping client ID. Okay, they're asking client secret. We'll create one client secret. We'll see. This is my client secret. connect here. Here we'll save that application. So I just save the application. Now we'll authorize. That means we are authorizing the Terraform to Git. Okay. That means we established a connection between the Terraform and Git. Okay. Can we check that particular thing? Okay. How we can go and check? I'll explain. So these are the repos I have. Okay. So as I told, right, if you create any one of the workspace, for example, I'll create one workspace. The default version control. Mm, sorry, I need to click on API driven space space 2. I just created. Okay. So we established a connection in the organization level. That means Raj test organization level. We established a connection between Git and Terraform. Now we'll see. Okay. In that settings page, right? If we go scroll down, we can see the version control. Don't get confused. Okay. In organization level, we established a connection between the version control to the Git. Okay. In organization level. Okay. That's fine. We established at the organization levels. Okay. Now inside organization, we created one workspace, and inside our particular workspace, we have option called version control. So if we click on this connect, right, it will give you, by default it will give you to the GitHub, because I already established a connection in the organization level. So because of that reason, it's already have established connection between these two. So if you click on this particular thing, right, we can see n number of repos. Okay. So we can click on the particular repo and we can deploy directly from this UI itself. So that is one thing. Hmm, I'll use, okay, authentication. This is root directory because of that reason. Okay. Now we established a connection. Git and Terraform is fine. Now we need to establish connection from the Azure portal to the Git also, Azure portal to Terraform as well, right? So how we can achieve that? App registration. App registration. So we need to create one app registration. Okay. For that, we need to go to the CLI. Just connecting. Now we need to create one app registration using one command. Okay. I'll show you that command. Notepad. Yesterday, I guess I noted. So this is the command. So I'm just creating one service principal, creating for RBAC. What is the name is connection. I am giving a role contributor. This is my subscription ID. So if you want to see my subscription, right, I can show you. So because I just copied right directly, so because of that reason only can't able to see. So I can show you that subscription as well from 2 to 4. Yeah, same, right? So if we give this command, right, it will create. See, it's creating. Basically, why it's required, right? Basically, in the output, it will give you four things. Okay, tenant ID, client ID, subscription ID, secret. Okay, basically, it will give you four things. Copy the secret. Okay, it will be one time visible, and after that, it will gone. Okay, copy the secret. This is important. Okay, don't forget. Now we need to establish a connection between the Terraform and Azure portal, right? So if you go to the settings, variable set, so I already have a variable set. That means this is older account. Okay, so for the older registration, I already established a connection, but I'm going to replace with that one with this. Okay, I'm just giving the variable name as Terraform. So there are four variables. I told you, right? Tenant ID, subscription ID, client secret, client ID. Okay, so that means if you still have a doubt, okay, just refresh. I created with the connection name. Okay, you can see here. Yeah, so client ID, tenant ID, subscription, anyhow you can get. Secret will gone. Secret will be here, but it will gone. Okay, one time usable. So please be careful while generating that particular service account. Okay, now what we can do here is, um, we need to keep all these values in the org level. So basically, this is the variable set. Variable set where it will be useful. In the variable set, right? What are the values if we given? For example, one variable is you are repeatedly using in your code. Okay, for example, client ID, you are repeatedly using your code. So instead of typing every time in your code, so we can establish that particular variable set in the org level. So one time if you add that variable set into the org level, so automatically the in the workspace level, automatically this variable set will come to us. So in this way we can avoid that particular repetition. So and how the efficiency also we can increase. So I already have one variable set in org level, that is for the older subscription. So now what I'm trying to do here is, now I'll replace my old values with the new values. So I already have a connection, I already have a variable set in org level, but that variable set won't work because I already deleted that variable set. I already deleted that particular app registration because yesterday's class. So today what I'm trying to do here is, I'll just replace it with the old values with the new values. So this is Terraform. These are the four values that I need to replace. Client ID. Client ID is here. F2. F. Yeah, I replace it with the client ID. No client secret. Secret is nothing but password. M2G. Anyhow, subscription is same for older one, newer one. Okay. Tenant ID. What is tenant ID? A2D. Okay. I just clear save this variable set. So now I already established a connection between Terraform and Git. Now I established a connection between the Azure and Terraform Cloud. Okay, you may get doubt. Okay, in VCS, in Git we have VCS, in Terraform we have VCS. So because of these two names are same, and this is particular uses for the connection, we establish a connection between the Terraform and Terraform and Git. But what is the use of this app registration? What is the purpose of this for? Do you have any doubts? You got right? Yeah, because basically it is useful to connect Terraform and Azure portal, but uh, I'll explain you why required each and everything. Okay, first try to remember uh, why tenant ID, subscription ID, client ID, and secret is required. Okay, I'll explain. So basically, what here is happening is, for example, I was working in one organization. Okay, so basically, what Git is trying to do here is you're logging as user. Okay, you're logging as a user, and then that particular user, what is trying to do, you are deploying that particular templates. Okay, for example, I was there. I can give my name instead of instead of okay, instead of tenant ID, I can give my name. Okay, I can give my name, my ID or something. I can give. But what will happen? Okay, for example, instead of giving the client ID, if I give my client my name, username. Okay, for example, if I left the company, so this client ID will be gone, right? Client ID and client secret will be gone, right? Again, deployment will be failed, right? To avoid that, instead of to avoid that, we created one client ID, one client secret dedicated for this particular things. It's like a service account, you can think. Okay. Mm, yeah, it's like a service principal identity, that particular app. So basically, what it will do is, instead of my name, it will use this particular client ID. Instead of my secret, it will use this client's credentials. Okay, so basically it use like a username and password, client ID and client secret. Now we'll go to the subscription ID. So basically, if you have multiple subscription, okay, just think like, okay, for example, if you have multiple subscription, you want to deploy your particular VM in that particular subscription. Why? Subscription, right? It will generate a bill on every month. For example, for this month, this much bill is generated on this particular subscription. There are two or three subscriptions are there, right? So I don't want to deploy in this particular subscription, so I don't want to burden that particular subscription. I want to utilize only two or three subscription that is already there. So to get the bill in which subscription, which resources are deployed, so we use subscription ID here. So and last thing, tenant ID. Tenant ID is like one type of company. So it's like a different types of companies we have, right? So here we use one company that is nothing but tenant ID. We can think like inside company. So it's like a boundary. Okay. So basically, all these four are required to establish a connection between the Terraform and Azure portal. Now we'll go to the Git and we'll understand the particular code. Okay. King KSM. King KSM. So this code only I'm planning to deploy. Okay. Usually in Git, right, we use Ashikop language. Okay, in Ashikop language, there are two types of files are there, main.tf, variable.tf, and provider.tf. Here, variable.tf is not required because we are not passing any variables directly. So we just giving the names directly. So because of that reason, we are avoiding that variable.tf. So we have two types of files. One is main.tf, another is provider.tf. So I will explain you this code also. uh, this is main.tf. What it happening is, so today I'm planning to create one storage account in that particular subscription ID, okay, with that tenant ID, the client secret client ID, okay. So this is my ultimate goal. So what I have to do here is, first I need to create one storage account in this particular region, and that is my code block. Okay, that is my ultimate goal. Here main.tf, what it's saying is there was a module with the name storage. Okay, so please go and refer that particular code. That is what it's saying in the main.tf. Okay, so it's just saying that go and refer that particular model. Inside that particular model, code your code will be there. That's it. That is main.tf. Now go to the provider.tf. We'll go to that model block also. Okay. Now in provider.tf, what will happen is, for example, there are a number of codes are there. Like in Terraform, right? It will support multi-cloud. Okay, GCP, Terra, Azure, AWS. It supports multiple. Okay. So basically, what will happen is when Terraform interact with the Azure portal, so we need to give one provider block. Provider is nothing but plugin block. Okay, what will happen is once we provider block will give the Azure portal, right? So here we are using provider as Azure RM. So provider doesn't know whether it's AWS, Azure, GCP doesn't know. So we are just giving the code inside the provider is like Azure RM. So that means it's referring like we are going to create a resource in the Azure portal. That might be anything. That might be a storage account, that might be a virtual machine, that might be anything. Okay, that might be anything. Okay, that might be anything. Just we are going to create one storage account in the Azure portal. That is the use of this provider block. Why this required is in provider, right? There will be a plugin will be okay. So it will communicate to the Azure portal stating that please create this particular source or something. So this is the providers that have the version of 3.0. Okay, now we say that please go and refer this model in this inside the model. Why this is required? In real-time environment, there will be a more blueprint teams will be there. For example, latest VMs, latest storage accounts. Every time there will be blueprint team will be there. So every year there will be a n number of releases are there, right? In phones, laptops, everything will be there, right? Similar way, in virtual machines, blueprints also a number of things are there. So what we are trying to do here is we are creating virtual machines in the Azure portal with the latest version. So model block blueprint team will be go and do the codes. What we are doing as a customer inside that particular organization, we just referring go and use that particular model so that we can utilize. Okay, we can write the entire code here itself, but I am referring go to models block and then go and create that particular thing. Okay, so in this way it will we are doing. Okay, so in this way it will be helpful. So I'm just going to inside the model block what will be there. We'll understand what will be there in the code. So we'll understand. Basically, you understand right why we required a model block separate and go and refer that particular model block. In real time scenario it will be like that. So what we are trying to do here is we are creating one storage account. I need one i need one random string. Why it's required, why it is important, why it's required is random string storage account should be name should be unique, not among us my account. It should be unique all over the world. For example, if you have created storage one account in your local system, If I try to create the same storage account one, it will give you error. In real time scenario, in this case, it won't needs to be happen. So what actually needs to be done here is we need to create the storage account with a unique name to avoid the infrastructure failure. We created one random string and we'll attach that string to the particular storage account. So here we already created one storage account string. Okay, I'm just attaching the string to the storage account. So here we are using resource block. We need to create one resource group. Why it's required a resource group? For example, if you have a number of resource groups are there, okay, you want to create uh, in this particular region, west region. For example, if you deploy all in one resource group means we'll get confused. If you have VMs, storage account, virtual keyword, everything will deployed in one source resource group. So something happened in that particular virtual machine. You have to go that particular resource block and you need to check each and everything, and then it will be somewhat difficult. So to avoid that, we are creating multiple resource groups. So and one more thing, don't create multiple resource groups also. We can limit that resource group names as much as possible. So we can create all in one group as well, but to avoid to get confusion and create as many minimum as possible. So here also we are creating one resource group. Resource group is nothing but one block. Inside block only we are creating one storage account. Inside block only we are creating virtual machine, whatever thing. So here we are creating one resource block. So inside that we are creating one storage account. So we just giving the name as storage account. We are giving VCS work plus random string. This is the resource group name. This is the location name that we need to take. This is account right. This is our resource group. So in Azure portal, right, I already established a connection between uh, that particular report to here. You can see right VCS working KSM. VCS working KSM. Yeah. Now if I go on click on new run, right, I'll just plan only. Okay, whether it will create or not, we'll see. So I established a connection between Terraform and Git. I established a connection between the Azure portal and Terraform. Okay. It's trying to create three things. First, random string and resource group, and third one is storage account. So it's trying to create three things. So I just created only plan only, but I'm trying to create plan and apply. So basically what here is happening is there are four things I need to explain. So init, plan, apply and destroy. So basically what will happen, Terraform init. In Terraform init, right, it will it will create it will create one plugin and that particular and then that plugin where it will be useful, it will establish a connection between the Terraform and Azure portal using that four is client ID, secret, tenant ID, subscription. So once connection is established and then code is there, okay, code, try to connect to that code as well. So in the plan, right, it will stimulate what is trying to create. Once it done, if you apply right, it will create. So we can use the destroy as well to destroy that particular one transaction. Now plan is done. Apply. Now we need to apply. Apply. Yeah, we'll apply. We'll see how much time it will take to complete. Uh, there was a there was a block. I need to explain the two more important things here. So there was a states. So basically, what will happen, right? If you deploy any infrastructure in Azure portal using Terraform means there will be a state file will be stored. This is important, most important thing in the Terraform. So basically what will happen, right? It will store that particular infrastructure entire file. So it have the resource group name, everything will be there. Okay. So we just utilizing that particular thing and then it will be there. So in the runs, right? What are the runs we are doing? For example, we are doing planning, we are doing applying. So in the runs we can able to see. So now also it's applying. Now it's in apply stage. We'll see whether it will create. You can see right that two things already got created. We'll check in the Azure portal and we'll see. So there is a resource group. Yeah, you can see right the resource group is created. So what resource group it will do is inside that particular block only the storage account will be created. You can see right the storage account got created inside particular resource group. So as I told you, VCS work, that is main string plus random string mku, that is random string, that four letters. So basically it will create the storage account. So that's it for today's class. And if you see the resources are there, right, it will be there. And if you go and check the state file, previously it was not there. Once the apply stage is done, state file will be created. So if you open, right, the state file will be there. Okay, now we'll try to delete this storage account. Okay, storage account got deleted. Please delete after creation. That is most important thing, otherwise it will be cost. So you need to create Azure portal as well using your free trial account. Maybe it will be cost for some time. Just utilize as much you can and then delete the resource group, whatever the thing you have, just delete it. So I just deleted the storage account, but I need to delete the resource group as well. Otherwise, I'll get big. Let me delete that resource group. Once I deleted the resource group as well, now everything will be destroyed. We'll check, cross check. See, resource group also not. Don't try to delete first resource group and then storage account. Okay, it won't work. First, try to delete the storage account and then resource group. Then it will work. Yeah, everything got deleted. Now, what is meant by here state file is state file is nothing but it just matches with your infrastructure. For example, you created a storage account. So in this state file, if you open and check, right, it will have the configuration for the particular storage account. So for example, the state file is got corrupted. When you apply the next run, right, it will fail. For sure, it will fail. Similar way, if you done something changes in the infrastructure side, okay, then if you apply next time in the Terraform side, it will be fail will be done. Okay, so always it should be matches with your infrastructure configurations, then only it will work. So state file is the most important thing in the Terraform. So we'll try to delete that app registration as well. Yeah, deleted. So basically, we are establishing connection between the Terraform and Git. We are establishing connection between the Terraform and Azure portal using uh, GitHub code. We are deploying in Azure portal. Intermediate we are using app.terraform.terraform cloud. So in this way, the overall structure will be there. This is how you need to establish the connection. This is how you need to establish the connections between those two things. Okay. If you have any doubts, please comment it. I'll be happy to resolve. Okay. Any doubts? Uh, just let me know. Okay. That's for today's class. If you have anything, just let me know. Okay. I'll stop.